So the average increase for all London travel is 4.8%, which is the current rate of interest. So there's not a surprise in that sense. However, if you get the bus more often than you get the tube, you will pay more because the bus fare, even though it just goes up 10 pence, is about 6.5% more than the current fare. The bus fare will go up from £1.55 to £1.65.
The Mayor's long promised to do what he can to keep fares stable. He would argue his hand's been forced.
I think that's fair. Looking back to the Transport for London bailout that it won from the government back in June last year, the order at the time was that the fares should rise in London by the rate of inflation plus 1 percentage point. Now, the government then changed the rules slightly last month and said, well, what you've got to do as a minimum is make the increase the same as the increase that's being sort of forced on the national rail industry, which is 3.8%, which will also come in next month. Now, what Sadiq has done is just basically put it up 1 point higher, 4.8% rather than 3.8%. The government said that's okay if you do that. It's up to you whether you match the rail fare or make the tube and bus fares higher. However, if you do match the rail fare, we're not going to bail you out. We're not going to give you any help. So really, Sadiq was left with no choice but to put fares up because of the hit that TfL's finances have taken during the pandemic.